everyone, this is Shozy G, and I'm here with Jolie. She's one of my very first dolls that I ever got. She is actually an our generation doll, an older one, and I've had her for a few years. And she is who's helping me model a costume or a holiday outfit that I'm putting together, and I'm going to do a tutorial on that. It will be a snowman outfit. So here we'll get started. Alright, first I started out with measuring her, and I found out that our generation dolls, the older ones, were a little bit larger. She was 30 inches around and than most 18-inch dolls, I think. This is a snowman outfit for the 18-inch doll that I decided to cut out. This is what I came up with, and this is a template. And then I went ahead and cut my felt, because this is the felt that I'm using, and I made two pieces of it, as you can see, that were pretty much the same. And instead of cutting, as you can see, there's a pencil mark there. Instead of cutting that, I might end up folding that over. I'm not really sure at this point, but that's alright. And then I took smaller pieces, strips. I took 3 strips of my last piece of felt, because I had 3 pieces of white felt that I bought. And I went ahead and cut it into thirds, and then I folded it over on the ends and rounded the edges, kind of. That's what I did, so it would look neater, because if not, it would be a square edge, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to fill this with fiber fill, and I'm placing them. I did that for the the middle part here too. Here's the middle. And then, so they kind of resemble padding or snowballs in a way, and then here's the top. So it's not just flat or one-dimensional. That's what I decided to go with. Instead of like the pumpkin costume, I filled the whole interior of it. This time, since it's a snowman, I decided to fill pockets on the front, basically. And then I'm going to move along and show you that when I do put it together, I have these 2 straps, so it'll slip easily, hopefully, on and off the doll. I'm going to put the straps at the top between the 2 pieces, the front and the back. And then I'm going to also, I cut these little black pieces out and I made them a little bit, I didn't make them rounded, and I made them a little like they were coal, or like, you know, I wanted them to be not totally symmetrical. Some people would have liked them perfectly rounded. I wanted mine to be a little bit different so that they didn't look perfect. Because, you know, when you're out, not in the wilderness, but when you're outside making a snowman, your snowman is not perfect, usually, because I've made plenty of snowmen over the years, and my snowmen are not perfect, that's for sure. And then I have an extra one just in case I need it. So that's what I have there. And then I might go back and put buttons in the middle of these. I'm not really sure. And then again, I cut out a scarf. Well, as you know, felt is only so long. So what I had to do, and I went ahead and pre-did this, is I took 2 lengths that I wanted exactly the same, and then I put them together, and I cut like a fringe out of them, as you can see this, and then I went ahead and hot glued them together, because I'm doing this on a time frame again, instead of hand stitching them, because I would be hand stitching them at this point. So I went ahead and hot glued it. Now you certainly can hand stitch all of this, and it would be really quaint to do that. So adorable. But I'm going to go ahead and hot glue all of my pieces. And then, of course, for the final piece, I have a hat. And what I did, sorry, I reached with my arm across there. I have this lid again, because I really use a lot of lids, and it's a wider one, and I put it on her head, and it is a little bit big, but that makes it cute, because again, it's a snowman, so it doesn't have to fit perfectly. And this is from, you know, just a miscellaneous little clear lid that was clean. And what I did is I took these little pieces of it was from a Bratz, probably doll, a little Bratz doll, and I kept them, and the back of it, and I hot glued them together how I wanted them, and they fit right over this lid, just like that. And then I cut a piece for around them, just like that, and then extra pieces that I'm going to hot glue on them. And then I'm going to cut a strip, and then I cut strips, I'm sorry, I did cut strips to cover the bottom of the lid, because as you can see, there's going to be an edge that's not going to be covered by this. This piece is only going to be for the cardboard. So this will cover that bottom edge right there. And I cut those out, and then I notched them as well. If you see, I don't know if you can see this, but they are, see there? It's notched so that it will go around the bottom a little bit nicer, because if not, it'll bunch up, and this way it'll go around the bottom of it when I hot glue it a little bit neater. And then I have a little extra red felt that I'll cut a thin piece out of for like a brim. And maybe even, or you could use ribbon, which I might end up doing instead of the felt to add another texture. So let's wait and see how this all works out. Okay, and I'll list the supplies at the end as well. And I also have pom-poms that I can use. I did get a bag of pom-poms, but I was planning on using this for something else. Okay, so we'll see how it all comes together, and let's get started. Thanks. Okay, so on the hat, what I've done is I have gotten the cardboard completely covered, and I added the top, and as you can tell, the inside is all colorful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with paint, black paint, and paint the inside out, because you're not going to see that, but this is for something special, so I don't want anybody to see all those colors inside there. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, then here is the bottom of it, and it looks pretty good. And I covered that edge again with the felt. And there's the, you know, the cap, the lid, and then what I'll do, since the felt kind of came over the edge, I'll go back and trim that, because you can see where the edge is and you can see where the felt is. So I'll go back and trim that. And then before painting this and then attaching this onto that. And then I've just got to glue this piece down in there, this top, and then I'll cover this with a piece of black felt. And then as soon as this is dry underneath with the black paint, then it'll go right on top of this. Alright, and that's how far I've gotten. Thanks. Okay, so what I'm doing is finishing up stuffing with the fiber fill, the snowman costume, and I'm trying to debate on whether I put straps on it, as you can see, but I'm trying to debate on whether to, I don't have any Velcro right now, to go get some Velcro or to pin these on, because I think it's going to be unwieldy to put the costume on the doll. I've tried it on her, and there's an opening here, so the doll will have to wear like a white shirt underneath it. So I'm debating on that, because there's a big gap here. Because I don't want to, I've glued it all the way down, and as you can see, it's glued all the way down here, and on the other side as well. It's hard to see with this white, but it is. And then I finished the bottom one. It's very poofy. I just have to seal these in the middle, with the fiber fill inside them, and then these. So I'm just trying to debate on how to attach the straps. So that's my next area. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. Thanks. Alright, here we have the finished product of Jolie in her snowman costume. As you can see, the hat is this really cute. Zach Sketch helped me with the eyes and the nose, the snowman nose. Isn't that adorable? I love it. And I'll turn her around, and she has a little bow and some buttons on the side because I wanted to make it a little bit vintage looking. And that, of course, was the cardboard. This was the cardboard pieces here that I painted on the inside, and this was the top, the clear top that I covered with the felt. Everything was covered in felt. That's how that turned out. Isn't that adorable? I've got to say, that's really cute with the carrot nose and the eyes. That's what really made it. I love it. And what I did is I put a clip on the inside so that it holds it in her hair. Jaunty angle there. And then this was a scarf that I showed you earlier that I just took 2 pieces of felt and glued them in the middle. You can stitch them, of course. And then here's her costume. Now, I'm not 100% finished with it because I want to go ahead and add some sparkle to it. But she's a little bent over because, as you know, look at her bright, snapping eyes. Aren't they cute? And, of course, there was Ivy walking by. She's got to get in every video. The Our Generation dolls are a little bit thick in the back. As you can see, she's a little bit thick in the back. So they kind of bend over a little bit. And I do have a t-shirt on her, or it's actually almost a turtleneck. But to take up some of that slack, because she had a lot of bare skin showing. But then I put, I put little, I don't know if you can really see them in this light, but I kind of drew on little like little swirls all along here just to add a little bit of dimension. And I'm gonna go back and put some glitter on those little swirls. And then here's her pieces of coal that they would be, but I added buttons on them. And again, I didn't want them to be perfectly symmetrical. I wanted it to be a little bit more whimsical. And then at the very bottom are again her shoes that were created, or her toms, so to speak, that were made out of duct tape and felt. So this is just the created costume for her. She's all ready for winter. And I glued everything pretty much, but you can stitch this. It's very easy. It was all done in a felt. I made my own pattern. And you can make this yourself as well. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this and you make one yourself, and let me know how yours turns out. And I think Jolie looks really adorable in it. She looks like she's ready for winter. Take care, YouTube friends.
Leave a comment. Don't forget to rate.
Bye-bye.